Hi everybody, this is Dee at Aloha Astro, and here I am. If you see this pop up when you come to visit my site, enter your email address, or if you're already on my newsletter list, you are already entered. I will be drawing a winner tonight to win a free reading, so I will probably be doing that at about 11 o'clock tonight. So if you get your name in and sign up, you'll be among the people entered for a free reading. So I just wanted to show you that's over at alohaastro.com. And tomorrow is actually the full moon in the morning at about 9 a.m., 9:09 a.m. We will have the full moon in Sagittarius at 18 degrees and 53 minutes, just about there at 19 degrees. So we'll round it up to the 19 degrees and take a look at the Sabian symbol for that full moon. But let's take a look here at planetwatcher.com. I couldn't get down to the exact minute when I moved the days and hours back and forth, but this is close enough here where we see the moon at 18 degrees and the sun at 18 degrees. 47 and 53, extremely close. We're very close here in being exact with our moon and sun opposition between the sun in communicative Gemini and the moon in fiery Sagittarius. These are both mutable signs, and I've noticed that when we do have a lunation occur in a mutable sign, at least for me, it feels as though there are not enough hours in the day to be getting everything done, and my list of things that I would like to do is huge. It's kind of like, you know, the child whose eyes are bigger than their stomach and picks out a whole pile of cookies to eat and then can only finish one. That's kind of the way I feel. Like I have a lot of imagination going on right now under this Gemini influence with the Sun and Mercury in Gemini. And I also have a Gemini ascendant, so I'm feeling these placements right now very strongly in my own natal chart. Wherever you have Gemini in your chart, and everybody does have some Gemini, whether it's by planet or just by house, you would be having that area of your life activated right now by the Sun and by Mercury in Gemini. So that would be affected right now by the full moon in Sagittarius, basically feeling like somebody's tugging at you, saying, you know, do this, and as you're busy doing one thing, there's a distraction coming at you from somewhere else saying, but this is more important. There is something here about the moon conjunct Saturn that seems to be saying there's something more important that whatever we are busy with in the moment. And since Saturn does look at things that are long term, I think it's important with the full moon that whatever plans we make or whatever things we communicate at this point in time, that we do think about the long term effect that our actions and our decisions and our words might have upon our future, no matter what houses we might have this Sagittarius and Gemini energy. Mutable means adjustable, adaptable, changeable, the ability to hold on to more than one point of view or to multitask and do multiple things. Both these signs can be very good at facilitating or negotiating between people. So while you have a lot of energy going on in mutable air and mutable fire in your life, if you seem particularly busy and distracted in one or two areas, see if you can find a way to make both those areas agree or get along. For me, because it's on my first and seventh house, what I'm experiencing is that I am trying to find a way to schedule and work with people and find the time for people and be able to also do the things that I want to do or need to do, and I'm having to remain more spontaneous or flexible within the moment, that actually being able to respond and to not allow the distraction to knock me off course, but to take each thing that comes up and say, now, which is the better thing to choose at this moment? What do I need to do most is important for me. You might find that this has to do with some other area of your life, career or relationship or whatever houses are active, but you will have communication emphasized, and you will have the emotional viewing the consequences, I would say, of your thoughts and your ideas, imagination, communication, and thinking about the realistic possibility of something taking off and flying. Will it fly? Will it work? What will happen if this goes out further beyond just being an idea? And of course, we need to follow through after something like that. And we will have the moon passing into Capricorn within the next day or so. And once it hits Pluto, that will help us in our willpower, our ability to stick with something and follow through on the things that we might initiate right now at the full moon. And whatever we say, even if we think we're saying something in a lighthearted manner right now, or maybe we're not thinking it is serious, it may become more serious as we have the moon approach Pluto and we realize that we've let something loose out into the world, and now we have to deal with what we've started. Something might literally avalanche. Words that you say may have a deeper reaching effect than you are aware, or an idea or a plan that might have just seemed like a joke might suddenly become serious. You might find that it is actually workable. It can actually turn into something. So let's take a look at when we have that occur. And that will be around June 11th. So about 2 days after the full moon. I've also felt frequently that when we have a new moon or a full moon, at the time that we have it, our emotions may be very intense, but we don't have the mental clarity yet. And it takes a day or two for us to process the energy of a new moon or a full moon before things solidify. So if you are going through something specifically tomorrow, you may not see your resolution or feel confident in what you've decided or what's coming up ahead until you get to the 11th, when we have the moon enter Capricorn and join Pluto. And then I think that the reality of things will set in, or the willpower needed to stick to something will catch up with whatever our high-flying imagination, thoughts, ideas, communications brought to us at the time of the full moon. I like that Venus is now beginning to move away from transiting Uranus, so perhaps we will not have as much unexpected things. If you've had some recent unexpected things occur, and even wondering if it feels a little bit like a Mercury retrograde because of how out of the blue things were, whatever the change is, ultimately I do think it is for the better. And if something was released or let go of, then it probably was that you were getting ready to move on to something better. And even if you don't see what it is yet, it's on the way. So these two planets now are beginning to move apart. Venus is getting stabilized in Taurus and making a nice grand trine here with Saturn, and also with the North Node in Leo. And I think this can be just applied to the pleasures of the season, as well as some constructive play. Enjoying your friends, your family, and playing at things, literally, looking at the purpose behind your play and the purpose behind any high ideals that you may have that you might want to become real. So that's what we have primarily going on with the faster moving planets. On the slower long-term planets, well, Pluto's not going anywhere for a while. It is definitely interacting with the sun right now. And I have the feeling that we're seeing this on the political level strongly, that the voice of the people, the common person, it's being pulled together, and people are beginning to really have things to say against establishment and power. And I think people are basically beginning to get vocal and demand more news, more information, and to begin to think about their brothers and sisters in the world. This is a brotherly, sisterly sign, and I think that everybody's becoming aware that we're all on this planet together, and that's something I wanted to look at over at the Sabian Symbols, because today when I went over to Facebook, I saw a post about the baby orcas, and there's been 100% die-off of the baby orcas because of the radiation or whatever, the spill over in Japan. And I couldn't even read it. I couldn't watch it. It upset me so much. And here with the Sabian symbol of Sagittarius 19 degrees, we are in an action phase. This is among the action phase degrees. Pelicans menaced by the behavior and refuse of men seek safer areas for bringing up their young. The need for people concerned with the future to discover a new way of living and more wholesome surroundings. The evident reason for using pelicans at this stage of the cyclic process is that tradition tells us that these birds are so concerned with their young that they give their own blood and flesh to feed their progeny. Whether this is fact or symbol, the meaning of this picture refers to a situation that lately has acquired great urgency. Now, this was written a long time ago. This wasn't written yesterday, but I have the feeling in each day there's always something that mankind is dealing with that threatens their survival on some level. Our technological society is polluting not only our global environment, but the mind and feeling responses of new generations as well. The search for a new way of life is seen by many people to be imperative. In this fourth symbol of the 50-second sequence, we are told that the race's survival has become a matter of extreme importance. Whole animal species may be destroyed by our civilization. Mankind itself is in danger. Going to distant planets is hardly the answer. A generation may have to sacrifice itself for the sake of its descendants. That's a profound and deep thought. And what is meant by that? A generation may have to sacrifice itself for the sake of its descendants. I think that we have to make something sacred. We have to make life sacred. We have to take personal responsibility for what we contribute to the planet, what we take from it, and hold the larger businesses and corporations accountable, and maintain the bigger structures on the governmental level that make sure that the rules and the protection are in place. And if you look at what's been going on in our country and in the news, this is being threatened. And I just don't think, for the sake of some rich people perhaps wanting to get richer, and to be able to be free to do business as they would like and basically destroy the planet in the process so they can have a bigger bank account. Why? I mean, really, why? Life is extremely short. Yes, we do all want to enjoy it, but we also want to pass it on to our children and our grandchildren, and to be at a juncture in time right now where a symbol like this comes up. I don't think this is just one of those random coincidences. I think that the messages that are here within these Sabian symbols that coincide with astrological degrees of the new moon, the full moon, when we look at them, I think it's extremely reflective of what we are going through right now and what we need to be looking at. So while we have so much fire and air feeds fire, get fired up and communicate, please, to anybody, to your political leaders, your governmental leaders, to your friends, to your family. If you have something on your mind, say it. If you're concerned about the long term, future of generations and where this planet is going, where our government's going, say it. On the personal level, within your own life, look at what you can do to fix the smaller problems. Take those steps toward doing it, and don't leave it for just everybody else. Do your part. Join in with everybody else and do your part. So that's it. If you would want to know what's going on personally within your own chart, I am available. I have openings this week, and it's very easy to book with me. Just click on any of these or fill in the form, and you'll be able to pick out a time from my schedule. And if I do not connect with you personally, then have a wonderful full moon, and I hope that you have a fantastic couple of weeks ahead before the next new moon, when I'll be in touch. And good luck if you enter your name, or if you're already signed up in my newsletter list. Good luck. I hope that you will be the full moon winner of a 1-hour reading. All right.